phase difference. So you know well, is defined as the angular displacement between the two zero values or two maximum values of the two alternating quantities having same frequency. It's called the phase difference here. Try to consider here omega is called frequency. Here omega is also frequency. Here is also omega frequency. Same frequency. Okay, this waveform is having same frequency. Then only it's possible to compare the phase difference. Otherwise, if the frequency of the another system is different, don't compare. Okay, if the frequency of the system and the frequency of the system same, then only it's possible to compare the two waveforms. Okay, it is defined as angular displacement between two zeros. Two zero values are two maximum values of the two alternating quantity and same frequency. Here, so what is the phase difference between the first waveform and second waveform? Here 0 degrees it's starting onwards, 0 degrees onwards, but here it started so beyond 0, so that is called angle pi. So what is the phase difference between these two? Angle pi. No? So pi is called phase difference between these two waveforms plus pi. Okay, positive phase difference. That's why this waveform leads this waveform by 5 degrees. The waveform is started at 0, but it is waveform is already started. Okay, that's why it is leading. This waveform is leading by an angle pi. Okay, and this waveform is lags the angle by pi. So okay, it's lagging. Okay, this waveform is here. The waveform will start. Okay, but not here. Here 0. Okay, it's 0 degrees, but here some angle onwards. The waveform is starting. That's why this waveform is under lagging condition. This waveform is under leading condition. The waveform is under in phase. Okay, in phase. Okay, this is the color phase difference. So that's why you will get so Vm sin omega t. There is no delay. That's why 0 plus 0. So Vm sin omega t is some angle delay. So some angle leading. That's why plus pi. So Vm sin omega t minus pi. Some angle is lagging. That's why it's minus. Okay, this is the color phase difference. And then so leading phase difference. So what is meant by leading phase difference and what is meant by lagging phase difference? A quantity which attains its 0 or positive maximum value before the compared to the other quantity is called leading phase difference. A quantity which attains its 0 or positive maximum value before the compared to the other quantity is called leading phase difference. Okay, so this is called compared to this. So this waveform is leading, that's why it's called a leading phase by comparing this. So leading phase difference here pi. Okay, so lagging phase difference is nothing but a quantity which attains its 0 or positive maximum value after the other quantity. So like this. This is called a lagging phase difference and the leading phase difference and the lagging phase difference. Okay, and then coming to the derivation of average value and RMS value of sinusoidal AC signal. Okay, derivation of average value and RMS value of sinusoidal AC signal. So first average value. So later we will discuss RMS value. So by considering this graphical method. Okay, this is called analytical method. So two ways it is possible to find average value. Okay, average value of a waveform. Not only sinusoidal waveform, it's possible to find scale waveform, triangular waveform, and sawtooth waveform. Okay, so not only single waveform. So, but here I am considering only sine waveform. By considering the sine waveform, so I am explaining how to find the average value of sinusoidal waveform. Okay, this is a derivation of average value of and RMS value of sinusoidal AC signal. Okay, there are two ways it is possible to find average value. First one is graphical method and the second one is called analytical method. By using graphical method, so by using analytical method, we have to find the average value. Okay, so in this graphical method, by considering instantaneous values V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. So at particular time, so we have to consider the voltage. So at particular time, so this is the V1 voltage. At particular time, so this is the V2 voltage. So number of divisions is called N. 180 by N is called so particular instant. At particular instant, this is the voltage V2. At particular instant, these are all called instantaneous values. V1, V2, V3, V4, V5, V6, V10 up to V10 is called instantaneous values. So in this analytical method, by considering area. in graphical method by considering instantaneous values. You know well instantaneous values is represented by small values, small letters. No? So v is equal to v, small I, small p. So like that. Okay. So I already explained that what is the instantaneous definition. Okay. So v1, v2, v3, v4, something like that up to v10. This is called by taking instantaneous values. So we have to find the graphical method average value. So by same average value, you can find by using area under the curve. By using the concept of area under the curve, so we have to find the average value. Okay, this is called analytical method. Analytical method. This is called graphical method. So in this, V average is called well average. Okay, sum of all instantaneous values divided by total number of values. Well average mean. So average is nothing but sum of all instantaneous values divided by total number of values. Sum of all instantaneous values v1 plus v2 plus v3 so on by total number of values. That is called average value. So here let us 10. Here how many instantaneous values? 10. No? So that's why. So sum of all instantaneous values is nothing but v1 plus v2 plus v3 so on v10. Here by 10. If it is n, so vn divided by n. Okay. So in this example, so taken only 10. So that's right. So sum of all instantaneous values is nothing but v1 plus v2 plus v3 so on v10 divided by 10. Okay, this is average value, instant graphical method, and then analytical method. So V average is nothing but area under the curve divided by base of the curve. Area under the curve divided by base of the curve. By using integration, we have to find the area under the curve. So base of the curve is nothing but up to pi. So 0 to pi, here pi by 2, and pi. Base of the curve is nothing but pi. Base of the curve, this is called base of the curve. Up to pi, we have to take up to pi. So that's why. So V average is equal to area under the curve is nothing but by applying integration 0 to pi. So 0 to pi Vm sin omega t dt omega d omega t by pi. So this is called so by integrating this, so we will get so V average is equal to Vm by pi. So V average value of sinusoidal value V average is equal to 2 Vm by pi, that is equal to 0.637 Vm. Okay, that is called average value is nothing but 63.7% of the Vm. So by using analytical method, so we are getting the result like this. Okay, this way you have to find the average value. Okay, average value. So by using graphical method, by using analytical methods. Okay, understood. So then next coming to the RMS value. Coming to the RMS value, same way. RMS is nothing but root mean scale, no? So root mean scale. Same way. So here also by using graphical method, by using analytical method, we have to find the RMS value. So by using graphical method and by using analytical method. So here these are the different type of instantaneous values. Same sinusoidal waveform. Okay, V1, V2, V3. So these are the instantaneous values. It's called maximum voltage. Okay, and it's called analytical method. So it is half cycle time period. So this is called 0 to here half cycle. So well cycle is nothing but 1 0, 1 positive, 1 0, 1 negative is called 1 cycle. Na? Here, so half cycle means only 1 positive, 1 0 or 1 negative, 1 0. It's called half cycle. Okay. So here this is called maximum value. This is called RMS value. VRMS, positive VRMS here. So minus V minus VRMS. This is called VRMS, RMS value of voltage. Okay. This is called maximum value of the voltage. So only half cycle here up to here. This cycle is called half cycle. So here up to here, called full cycle. Okay. Here after here is half cycle. To here is called full cycle. This is called analytical method and the graphical method. So VRMS, RMS value of the output voltage is equal to square root of sum of all square instantaneous values divided by total number of values. Root means square. Okay, this is called mean. This is called root. So this is mean sum of all instantaneous values. Sum of the squares of instantaneous values divided by total number of values. Root means square. This is called root. Okay, and this is called mean and square. Sum of all instantaneous values of square of instantaneous values divided by total number of values. Okay, root means square means here root. This is called root. Okay, and this V1 plus V2 plus V this one V8 and V10. V10 is called mean, and this is called V1 square, V2 square, V3 square is called scale. That's why it is called root means scale, RMS one. Okay, VRMS is equal to, so V1 square plus V2 square plus V3 square. So on V10 square is 10. So this is about RMS value by using graphical method and analytical method. Analytical method. So RMS value is called area under the scale curve, where the base of this curve. Area under the scale curve. Okay, scale of curve and the base of the curve. Area under the scale curve divided by base of the curve. So scale of this area under the curve scale. So VRMS is equal to 0 to 2 pi up to 2 pi. So 0 pi by 2 here pi and so here 2 pi. 360 degrees, no? Here 360 degrees. That means nothing but 2 pi. Here pi by pi. Here pi by 2. Here pi by 2. 0 pi by 2. So pi and 2 pi. This is called so time periods. So VRMS is equal to square root of integral 0 to 2 pi V square into sin square omega t divided by 2 pi. So this is called RMS value. So VRMS is area under the square curve divided by base of this curve. So integral 0 to 2 pi Vm square into sin square omega t divided by 2 pi. Integral 0 to 2 pi. Root by applying root. So then we will get. So for RMS value, so what is the time period here? 2 pi na. So 2 pi. So we have to take for RMS to find the RMS value. So complete cycle we have to take. For average value only, so up to pi only. So okay, average value. So if you are considered 2 cycles, then here positive, here negative, then become 0. Okay, so there is no use of that. That's why. So we have to consider only half cycle. Okay, equal 0 to 2 pi. 0 to pi is nothing but here to this here to here. Only time half of the time here. Area under the curve. So here also area under the curve square comes. Vm square sin square omega t. So by using derivative, integrate this, they will get like this. VRMS is equal to Vm by. Okay, so VRMS is equal to 0.707 times of Vm. This is called RMS value of output. Understood? This is called RMS value, and this is called here also RMS value, but by taking instantaneous values, by taking area under the curve. Area under the curve, we have to find the RMS value by considering RMS, by considering area. So you get RMS value. This is the derivation of RMS value and average value. Okay. And then coming to the phasor representation of alternating quantities. Phasor representation of alternating quantities. Vm sin omega t. So Vm sin omega t. So how to represent phasor representation of this alternating quantities? Color. Sinusoidal expression is given by V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t plus or minus pi. That is called angle. Vm sin omega t plus or minus pi, representing the sinusoid in the same time domain form. Representing in the sinusoid the same time domain form. Okay. So phasor quantity that has both magnitude and direction. Remember, phasor is a quantity that has both the magnitude as well as direction also. Okay, so the direction is anti-clockwise direction. So vector rotation is omega is equal to radians per second. Omega radians per second is rotating at vector omega is equal to omega radians per second. Okay. So Vm sin omega t, the sinusoidal representation. Okay, into the phasor representation. Okay, the vector. So here for corresponding 30 degrees, this is called 30 degrees, and 60 and 60 and 90. So maximum value, so that's why it is a maximum. 90 degrees, so we will sin 91. So that's why substitute omega t is equal to 90 degrees. So we'll get maximum. We have t is equal to Vm sin omega t. So for a different type of instantaneous value, so Okay, it's represented as a rotating phasor. Okay, phasor is rotating, no? So rotating at anti-clockwise direction, is rotating anti-clockwise. By substituting the OVM cymatics by substituting the different values, 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees, this magnitude is changing. Okay, and is rotating in the direction of anti-clockwise direction. So 0 degrees, 30 degrees, 60, 90, so that yeah, 360 degrees. This is called phasor representation of alternating quantity. V of t is equal to Vm sin omega. Okay, and rotating phasor, this is called rotating sinusoidal waveform of time domain. This is called time domain. Okay, next phase difference of a sinusoidal wave. Phase difference of a sinusoidal wave. The generalized mathematical expression to define the two sinusoidal quantity will be written as V is equal to Vm sin omega t, I is equal to M sin omega t minus pi. So there is a phase difference between these two, voltage and current. Voltage and current is having some phase difference, that is called pi. Angle is called pi. Here minus pi. Okay, so minus pi. Here V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Here minus pi. That means voltage phasor starts at 0 degrees. Okay, but current phasor is not started 0 degrees. After 5 degrees onwards, this current phasor will start. Am I right? After 5 degrees onwards, the current waveform starts. Okay, at 0 degrees, so the voltage phasor is starting. So V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t. So voltage V starting from 0 degrees onwards, starting from 0 degrees onwards, like this. It's clear. 0 degrees onwards, this starting. Okay, so this is called Vm sin omega t. V is equal to Vm sin omega t. This is called in phase. This is called in phase waveform. But here I is equal to Im sin omega t minus pi degrees. No? So minus pi is negative, but is lagging. Current phasor is lagging. Wait, current phasor is lagging by angle pi degrees. Understood? Current phasor is under lagging position because of after pi degrees onwards, it is current waveform is starting. After pi degrees, here 0 degrees onwards, voltage phasor is started. But after pi degrees onwards, the current phasor is starting. So that's why current phasor is lagging, voltage phasor is leading. Voltage waveform is leading condition. Current phasor is under lagging condition. Okay, so this is a representation in a vector form. Okay, phasor form or vector form. This is called this is a V is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to M sin omega t minus pi. This can be represented in waveform like this. Okay, V is equal to Vm sin omega t starting from 0 onwards. That's right. So it is starting from here like this. And I is equal to M sin omega t minus pi. After pi degrees onwards, it is starting. That's why current phasor lags voltage phasor by pi degrees. Okay, that is the angle is called pi. So this is called waveform voltage waveform of representation of waveforms of voltage and current. Okay, this is called representation of voltage and current in the waveform manner. Okay, this is called voltage. This V is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to M sin omega t is representation in waveform manner, and also this is called represented in phasor diagram. V is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to M sin omega t minus pi. It can be represented in vector form or phasor form. Okay, so by considering V is equal to Vm sin omega t as a reference, so Vm sin omega t as a reference, this is called V is equal to Vm sin omega t starting on 0 onwards. That's why it is in phase. Okay, by considering so in phase means 0 degrees. So in phase V is equal to Vm sin omega t. So okay, 0 degrees, no, Vm sin omega t. So this is called this magnitude is called so in this direction, and so this is the current magnitude of this V is equal to Vm sin omega t. Magnitude and direction, and then current I is equal to M sin omega t minus pi degrees. Now that's why it's lagging pi degrees. Okay, so first voltage waveform we have here, then after current waveform is up here. So how much angle after pi degrees? After pi degrees, current waveform is up here. That means nothing but voltage waveform is leading, current waveform is lagging. Okay, so current lags the voltage by pi degrees. So this is the meaning. Current lags the voltage by some angle that is called pi. So this is the So phasor difference of a sinusoidal waveform. Here, as shown in the above voltage and current equations, the current I is lagging the voltage V by angle pi. Understood? The current I is lagging the voltage V by angle pi. So this is called angle pi. The current lagging the voltage by pi degrees. It's clear. So the difference between the two sinusoidal quantities representing in waveform here, representing in waveform, and the phasor representing the two sinusoidal quantities in angle pi, and the resulting phasor diagram. Okay, so like this. So this is the what phasor representation of sinusoidal waveform. And then coming to the next concept, okay, purely resistive circuit. Purely resistive circuit. Purely resistive circuit. Try to consider. So purely resistive circuit. This is called only purely resistive. That means there is no inductance, there is no capacitance. Okay, there is no inductance, there is no capacitance. That is a inductance is Henry, now there is no inductance. Okay, so complete is the only resistor. Only resistor. Okay. So an AC circuit consisting of pure resistor, an AC circuit consisting of this is called AC circuit. The input supply is called Vm sin omega t, and is having a resistor, pure resistor, to which alternating voltage V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t is applied. This is called source voltage. V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay, V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t. This is called input supply, and this is called pure resistor. So the voltage across the pure resistor is called Vr, and the current flowing to the circuit is called I of t. Okay, these are the instantaneous values. You know well how to represent the instantaneous values, so small values. We have Vt, that is called instantaneous voltage. Vt is called instantaneous voltage, and Vm is called maximum voltage, and Vr is called voltage across the resistance. Voltage across the resistor. Vm is called maximum voltage. Okay, this is called purely resistive circuit, and equations for voltage and current here. From this voltage, we have T is equal to Vm sin omega. This is called voltage. According to the Ohm's law, IT is equal to Vt divided by R. Instantaneous values. Small it is equal to Vt divided by R. So Vt is nothing but Vm sin omega t by R. So It is equal to Vm by R into sin omega t. It is equal to instantaneous value of current. It is equal to Vm sin omega t by R. It is. So Vm by R is called Im. Okay, understood. Vm by R is called Im. That is called current. I is maximum value of current. Im is equal to Vm by R. So it is equal to Im sin omega. From the above equation, it is clear that the current in phase with the voltage for purely resistive circuit. From this waveform, from this equations, you can easily understand. Vd is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay, Vd is equal to Vm sin omega t, and so this is called Vd is equal to Vm sin omega t. It is equal to Im sin omega t. So what is the difference between these two? There is no difference. Now, omega t plus 0, here omega t plus 0, and Vm sin omega t, Im sin omega t. That means across the resistor, voltage and currents are in phase. Voltage and current waveforms are in phase. Okay, from these two equations, from the above equations, it is clear that the current is in phase with the voltage. Current is in phase with the voltage for purely resistive circuit. Okay, understood? For purely resistive circuit, there is no phase difference between voltage and current. Okay, like this. Here there is a phase difference between voltage and current. V is equal to Vm sin omega t, I is equal to Im sin omega t minus pi. There is a phase difference between voltage and current. But here there is no phase difference between voltage and current in purely resistive circuit. That is called pi is equal to 0. For purely resistive circuit, the angle is equal to 0. When angle is equal to 0 means so this current and voltage are both are in phase. Okay, the voltage and currents are in phase. That is nothing but purely resistive circuit. For purely resistive circuit, this is the theory. Above the equations, we can conclude that by using this, the voltage and the current phasors are in phase for purely resistive circuit. Okay, and the waveform representation and the phasor diagram representation. These are the two waves we have to represent. So waveform representation V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t. That's why it's starting from 0 onwards. So starting from 0 onwards, that's why it is starting from 0 onwards. Understood? That is called V of t is equal to sinusoidal voltage waveform. V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t. So like this, it will be changing from 0. And I of t is equal also Im sin omega t. So Im sin omega t is called. There is no difference between these two. Magnitude is different, but there is no phase difference. Okay, magnitude is different, but phase there is no phase difference. These two are in phase. So this is the magnitude. The maximum value of the voltage is like this, but the maximum value of the current is like this. Im. Okay, there is a difference between maximum value, but there is no difference between phase. Okay, starting from 0, the two waveforms are coincident at 0 degrees. The two waveforms are coincident at 90 degrees. The two waveforms are, that is called voltage and current waveforms, are again 0 at 180 degrees. Coincident at 180 degrees. Same way, minus 270 and 180. That is, these two waveforms are in phase. There is no phase difference between these two vectors. That is called V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t and I of t is equal to M sin omega t for purely resistive circuit. It's clear. And then IR is called this is called IR and that's called VR. These two are in phase. Okay, these two are in phase. V of t is called voltage and this is called current. These two are in phase. There is no phase difference. Angle between these two is equal to 0. Substitute here pi is equal to 0. So what will happen? Voltage and currents will become in phase. No? So voltage and currents in phase. That's why it is for purely resistive circuit. Purely resistive circuit, voltage and currents are in phase. Okay, and so this is called waveform representation. This is called phasor diagram representation. Okay, and then power. So what is the power? How the power is changes in for a purely resistive circuit. Here, the instantaneous value of the power drawn by the circuit. This circuit is given by the product of the instantaneous values of voltage and current. It's called power. The instantaneous values of power drawn by the circuit given by the product of instantaneous values of voltage and current. That's called VT into IT. V into I. Power is nothing but V into I. No? The instantaneous power is equal to V into I. So V is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to Im sin omega t. You know well. V is equal to Vm sin omega t and I is equal to Im sin omega t. Substitute here, power is equal to V into I. No? Substitute here, P of t is equal to V sin omega t into I sin omega t. And then Vm into Im into sin square omega t. So Vm Im into 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2. So this is called instantaneous power. Then average power, P average. So the average power is taken up to 2 pi. So because power is nothing but multiplication of voltage and current. Multiplication of voltage and current. That's right. So we have to take average power up to 2 pi degrees. Okay, power. So multiplication of voltage and current. So we will get the waveform. So up to we have to take 2 pi degrees per power. But only but we are considering only one waveform, either voltage waveform, either current waveform. So we have to take only pi degrees. But your power is a combination of voltage and current. That's why we have to take up to 2 pi degrees. So integration of 0 to 2 pi P of t. That is called Vm Im 1 minus cos 2 omega t by 2 into dm omega t by 2 pi. Total ampere at 2 pi. Then integrate and then we will get average power. P average is equal to V into I. Okay. So Vm by root 2 and Vm by Im by root 2. That is nothing but Vrms. No? IRMS. Vrms is equal to Vm by root 2. IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. Understood? So already previous slides already completed this concept. Vrms, how to find the RMS value. Sinusoidal wave, how to find the RMS value. Vrms is equal to Vm by root 2, 0.707 times of Vm. Okay, that is nothing but Vrms is equal to Vm by root 2, IRMS is equal to Im by root 2. So analytical method. So then the average power is nothing but V into I. So from this, the average power consumed by purely resistive circuit is a multiplication of Vrms into IRMS. That is the conclusion. Okay, the average power consumed by the purely resistive circuit is nothing but multiplication of Vrms into IRMS. This is called the average value of power. It's clear. So for purely resistive circuit, these are the conclusions. For purely resistive circuit, okay. So we have T is equal to Vm sin omega t, IT is equal to Im sin omega t, and then this is called waveform and phasor representation. Waveform and phasor representation. So okay, this is called a waveform. We have T is equal to Vm sin omega t, F T is equal to Im sin omega t. Okay. So instantaneous value of power is nothing but Vm Im 1 minus cos omega t. So then power, average power is nothing but Vi. So the average power is consumed by purely resistive circuit is a multiplication of Vrms into Irms. So for purely resistive circuit is consumed some amount of power. That is called V into I. That's clear. That is about purely resistive circuit. And then coming to the purely inductive circuit. Purely resistive circuit is over. And then coming to the purely inductive circuit. For purely inductive circuit, consisting of a pure inductor to which the alternating voltage V of T is equal to Vm sin omega t supplied. It's called a purely inductive inductor L. So voltage across the inductor is called VL, and the current flow into the inductor is called IT circuit. V of T is equal to Vm sin omega. So this is called voltage, and this is called current. Okay, V of T is equal to Vm sin omega. Same as previous, but here only instead of resistor here inductor we have to take. So that is called a purely inductive circuit. Okay, for AC supply. So then coming to the derivation, the equations of the voltage and current. V of T is equal to Vm sin omega t. So same as there is no changes. This is called supply voltage. V of T is equal to Vm sin omega t. So understood. And then due to the self-inductance of the coil, there will be an EMF induced in it. For pure inductor, so it's having self-inductance. Due to self-induced in the coil, due to the self-induced inductance of the coil, there will be an EMF induced in it. The back EMF will oppose the instantaneous rise of or fall of current through the coil. It is given by EB is equal minus L into di by dt. Understood? But there is no concept. This concept is not there in resistor. But here inductor, due to self-inductance of the coil, there will be EMF induced in it. The back EMF will oppose the instantaneous rise or fall of current through the coil. It is given by EB is equal to minus L into di by dt. Understood? Okay, this is the concept. Because of this, this voltage and currents are not in phase. Voltage and currents waveforms are not in phase because of this effect. Self-inductance of the coil because of EMF induced in the coil. Okay, it's called back EMF will oppose the instantaneous rise of or fall of current through the coil. So EB is equal to minus L into d by dt. According to the Lenz's law, effect opposes the cause. Minus is called effect opposes the cause. So that's why. So there is a phase difference between voltage and current. As the circuit does not contain any resistance. Okay, the circuit does not contain any resistance. There is no ohmic drop. And hence applied voltage is equal to the opposite to back EMF. Understood? And so the applied voltage is equal to the opposite of back EMF. Understood? So VD is equal to minus EB. That's why circuit does not contain any resistance. There is no ohmic drop. There is no voltage drops. Hence the applied voltage is equal to the opposite of back EMF. VD is equal to minus EB. So VD is equal to minus L into di by dt. Then L into di by dt. So V of T is equal to Vm sin omega t. So L into di by dt. Then di is equal to Vm sin omega t into dt by L. Integrate on both sides. So then integration of di is equal to Vm by L into sin omega t. So IT is equal to Vm by L into integration of sin omega t is called minus cos omega t by L. So IT is equal to minus Vm by omega L into cos omega t. Then IT is equal to Im sin omega t minus 90 degrees. So Im is nothing but Vm by omega L. So Vm by R. Okay, for resistor Vm by R, for inductor Vm by omega L. So this is called a reactance of the inductor. XL is equal to inductive reactance. This is the concept coming in inductor. Okay, IT is equal to minus V by Vm by omega L cos omega T. So Vm by omega L is nothing but Im. So to remove the minus, it will be like this. Sin omega t minus 90 degrees. From the above equations, it is clear that current lags the voltage by 90 degrees in a purely inductive circuit. Understood? So IT is equal to Im sin omega t minus 90 degrees. Vt is equal to Vm sin omega t. Here Vt is equal to Vm sin omega t. Okay. We have T is equal to Vm sin omega t. Here I have T is equal to Im sin omega t minus 90 degrees. That means voltage leads by 90 degrees by current waveform. Otherwise, current lags the voltage by 90 degrees. So like this. So waveform representation, the voltage waveform start from 0 onwards because of we have T is equal to Vm sin omega t. We have T is equal to Vm sin omega t. That's why the voltage is starting from 0 onwards. So like this. We have T is equal to Vm sin omega t. Understood? Then I have T is equal to what is the waveform? I have T is equal to Im sin omega t minus 90 degrees. That's why it's minus 90 degrees onwards. Up to 90 degrees onwards, the waveform is starting. That's why the voltage waveform leads, current waveform is lagging. So this is the current waveform, this is the voltage waveform. So this is called maximum values of voltage and this is called maximum value of current again. We have T is equal to Vm sin omega t, I have T is equal to Im sin omega t minus 90. This is called leading, this is called lagging. Okay, under waveform representation is like this. And then phasor representation of this phasor representation of these two current voltage and current waveforms here. So by taking the reference as a voltage, V is equal to Vm sin omega t is here. And then current phasor is like the voltage phasor by 90 degrees. Current phasor is like the voltage phasor by 90 degrees. Phi is equal to minus 90 degrees. Phi is equal to minus 90 degrees. This current phasor like the voltage phasor by 90 degrees. Phi is equal to minus 90 degrees. So like this. Okay. So rotation of the vector like this. Okay. This is called phasor representation. So for the above equations, for example, so for the instantaneous value of the power drawn by the circuit and given by the product of voltage and product of the voltage, instantaneous value of voltage and the current. It's called same voltage, same power also here also. So we have to find the power, how the power is changes, how the power is changes in the inductor. The power is consumed by the resistor is nothing. The average power consumed by the P2 resistive circuit is called multiplication of VRMS into IRMS is called average power consumed by the purely resistive circuit. Okay, average power consumed by the purely resistive circuit. Same way we have to find the how much of power consumed by the purely inductive circuit. Purely inductive circuit. How much of power is consumed by the purely inductive circuit. So instantaneous power is equal to power is equal to V into I. Then power V is equal to Vm sin omega t. I is equal to Im sin omega t minus 90 degrees. Okay, and then PD is equal to Vm sin omega t and minus Im. So sin omega t is minus 90. So it will become minus I cos Im cos omega t. So sin omega t minus 90 degrees is nothing but I minus Im cos omega t. So then substitute here minus 2m Im sin omega t cos omega t by 2. So this is called so PD is equal to minus Vm Im by 2 into sin 2 omega t. This is called instantaneous values of power. This is called instantaneous value of power. Okay. Then by integrating this, so we'll get the average power consumed by the inductor. So P average is equal to integration 0 to 2 pi minus Vm Im by 2 into sin 2 omega t by 2 pi. No? So P average is equal to minus Vm by Im by so 4 pi minus cos integration of sin 2 omega t is nothing but cos 2 omega t by 2. So by applying integration, the average power will become 0. The average power will become 0. P average is equal to 0. That means pure inductor is not consuming any power. The average power consumed by the purely inductive circuit is 0, but not in resistor, purely resistor. The average power consumed by the purely resistor is nothing but multiplication of VRMS into IRMS. But here, inductor, the average power consumed by the purely inductive circuit is nothing but 0. There is no power consumed by the circuit. That is called purely inductive circuit. Then coming to the purely capacitive circuit. So here supply voltage is called V of T is equal to Vm sin omega t, and then C is called capacitor, charge is called Q, and the voltage across the capacitor is called Vc. Then current is called I of T. So for capacitor connected same as similar way resistor inductor. So the equations of voltage and currents are V is equal to Vm sin omega t. A pure capacitor having zero resistance. Pure capacitor having zero resistance, pure inductors having zero resistance. Thus the alternating supply voltage to the plates of the capacitor is equal to the capacitor discharge. Okay, pure capacitor having zero resistance, the alternative applied to the plates of the capacitor is charged. Okay, if the charge on the capacitor plates at any instant is q, and its potential difference between the plates is instant Vt is known of number. So q is equal to c into Vt. Q is equal to C into V. Charge stored by the capacitor C is equal Q is equal to C into V. The Vt is equal to Vm sin omega t, substitute here, and then I is equal to dq by dt in our current equation. The current is given by rate of change of charge I is equal to dq by dt. Substitute here Q, and then dCVm sin omega t by dt. Then so I is equal to omega c Vm sin omega t. So Vm divided by 1 by omega c into cos omega t. So it is equal to Vm by Xc into cos omega t. So Xc is equal to 1 by omega c. XL is equal to omega. This is called reactance. Okay. For resistor, so we have to represent just resistance only. For inductor, we have to represent omega L. For capacitor, 1 by omega c. So this is a reactance. Reactance in inductance is nothing but XL is equal to omega. Reactance in capacitor circuit is nothing but X is equal to 1 by omega c. X is equal to 1 by omega c. So Vm by X is nothing but Im. Then It is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90 degrees. Okay. From the above equations, we have T is equal to Vm sin omega t. I have T is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90 degrees. From this above equations, it is clear that the current leads the voltage by 90 degrees in purely capacitive circuit. Current It is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90 degrees. So current I of t leads the current voltage by 90 degrees. Voltage waveform V of t is equal to Vm sin omega t, but current waveform I of t is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90 degrees. That's why current waveform is starting behind the already started. You can remember current waveform. So behind the current waveform already started at 90 degrees onwards. Okay, the voltage waveform after current waveform, the voltage waveform will start. Okay, from the above equations, it is clear that the current leads the voltage by 90 degrees purely capacitor. So current waveform starting already from voltage waveform here 0 onwards, no? But current waveform already started at here onwards plus 90 degrees onwards. So okay, this much of leading. Okay, that means current leads the voltage by 90 degrees. This is called so current waveform I have T is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90 degrees. Plus 90 degrees. No? That's why it's leading by 90 degrees. But Vft is equal to Vm sin omega t, so it is a reference. But current waveform is leading. That's why this is called for purely capacitive circuit, current leads, voltage lags. Okay. For purely inductive circuit, voltage leads, current lags. Okay. So let us consider here from the above equations, it is clear that current leads the voltage by 90 degrees in a purely capacitive circuit. Current leads the voltage by 90 degrees for purely capacitive circuit. Understood? Current purely leads the voltage by 90 degrees. For purely inductive circuit, current lags the voltage by 90 degrees. Okay. For purely resistive circuit, voltage and currents are in phase. For purely resistive circuit, voltage and currents are in phase. For purely inductive circuit, current lags the voltage by 90 degrees. And for purely capacitive circuit, current leads the voltage by 90 degrees. Okay, this is the voltage and the current waveform representation and phasor diagram representation. So power, instantaneous value of power drawn by the circuit is given by the product of instantaneous values of voltage and current. So instantaneous power is equal to V into I. So power is equal to Vm sin omega t, I is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90. V is equal to Vm sin omega t, I is equal to Im sin omega t plus 90. Substitute here this Im sin omega t and this Vm sin omega t. Okay, by substituting here, so we will get 2 Vm Im sin omega t cos omega t. So we will get finally. So V of t is equal to Vm by M by 2 to sin 2 omega t. V of t is equal to Vm by M by 2 into sin 2 omega t. So then the average power, find the average power because 0 to 2 pi. Vm by M by 2 pi 2 to sin 2 omega t by 2. So total average power by integrating like this, so we'll get average power is equal to 0. Okay, the average power consumed by the purely capacitive circuit is 0. So understood. The average power is consumed by the purely capacitive circuit is 0. Same as similarly, the average power is consumed by the purely resistive circuit is 0. Understood? So this is about resistor, inductor, capacitor.